Greetings everyone and welcome to Dead Spatula's D&D online character creation tutorial. Sorry, this isn't the character creation anymore. This is just the tutorial. Specifically today we are going to cover features of game mechanics. So, at the beginning of any quest, at any rest point, and at the beginning of combat areas, which the Shipwreck Shore counts as, you may prepare your spells by going to your character sheet, either by clicking here or by pressing C and going to spells. You note I have 3 spells and there are no spells in those slots. Go to level 1. I have 3 spell slots. What do I want to choose? Well, that depends on what you want to do. You probably modify your selections based on the spell. Like if you've got a spell, the ton of fire monsters, make sure you have Nyack's Cold Ray. Now, I don't have a ton of cold monsters, but Nyack's Cold Ray also happens to be one of my most damaging spells. So it's, nice to have. As well, Summon Monster. I like that one, and I like Shield. That's what I'm going to use. It all just depends. Maybe you want Detect Secret Doors, because there's a lot of secret doors. Maybe the creatures you're fighting are weak against acid. Maybe you have guys that run around a lot, like kobolds. The magic missile would be very useful for those. So it all depends on what you want and what you need. But the ability to prepare your spells happens here, and I'll show you the 2 other times it can happen. But let's move on now to how you can hit things. Oh yes, forgot one thing about spells. So you make your spell selections, and you can either pull them from here or from here. What you can do is pull them down to your hotbar. Quick note: you might notice my screen looks a little different. I'll cover that in a different video. But for now, rather than explain it, I'll move back to our standard UI skin. The UI is skinnable. I just haven't previously used the ability to skin it. Or I have. You probably haven't, since you're getting into these videos. But I'll also in the UI video discuss how to better manage your UI and do it a little better than what I've got set up right here. But suffice to say, you've got 3 different, or you got 20 of these bars that you can move like this, or by pressing Control and using your mouse wheel. And you can move stuff around, and I'll actually explain. You can pop bars out. I'll explain how to better manage that in another video. But I was saying I was going to explain what it means and how you hit things. This is a key portion of the game mechanics. Cheats very quickly on gives you a weapon of your choice. I choose the quarterstaff, but depends on your class selection, what you're proficient with, and what you want to use. Now, you'll notice something when I equip this, and that is there are a bunch of numbers down here that tell you about what you've got equipped. And you have this armor class down here. So, game mechanics. What does this all mean? Well, let's bring up your character sheet for a second. Look at your stats. See how I have this number here? It says base attack bonus plus 0. That means based on my level in class, I have a bonus to my attack of 0. So I will get plus 0 when I attack, to my attack roll. Now you go over here to my inventory. My bonus is minus 2, but it said back there I had 0. Well, that's your base attack bonus. Then what it does is it takes a bunch of added stuff. Like, for instance, this quarterstaff will tell you I have an attack modifying mod from my strength of minus 1. That's because I don't have... that is because of my strength has a minus 1 modifier to it. I was mentioning about stat modifiers in my character creation. These are the kind of things that happens. I get my strength modifier of minus 1. I also get a minus 1 because of the weapon, I'm pretty sure, which is where the other minus 1 comes from. So, yeah, it's somewhere on the weapon, because I equip the weapon and I get to a -2. So, okay, that's okay. My roll is at a -2 now. My damage is a d6 -2. And why is it -2? Well, the weapon, as you can see, is a d6 -1 because it's moldy, not very strong. And then my strength gives it another -1. I'm not very strong. I can't get hit very hard, so I can't do much damage. So that is, if you can't hit, look at this number first. This number is -15. Guess what? That's why you can't hit. There are a lot of things. If you're equipping 2 weapons and one of them is not a light weapon, you're taking a heavier penalty. If you don't have the 2-weapon fighting feat and you have 2 weapons, you're taking a heavier penalty. And it just goes on and on. If you're moving, you take a penalty. If you're not proficient with the weapon, you take a penalty. Base shields, bucklers have no penalties. Tower shields have insane penalties. It's like a -10 if you have a tower shield and you're not proficient with it. So do watch out for those things. Okay, so game mechanics. The active skills. You have heal, repair. I can't use either of those right now. I'll show you about search later. It actually comes up later, as does sneak. But extend spell. When you're casting, you click it. This little mark means it's active, the way it's got a blue thing running around it. What you then do is any spell, since I'm using extend spell, anything that has a duration other than instant or permanent. So this one, its duration is instant. It instantly casts, or it casts Cold Ray, and its effects are immediate. On the other hand, shield has a duration of 2 minutes. This has a duration of 1, and those are actually extended. Shield, it shows how it's going to be extended to 20 because it's actually going to have a longer activation. And you'll see when I cast, still 2 minutes, that's weird. Okay, sorry. Shield is normally a duration of a minute. You click extend spell, and now it has a duration of 2 minutes. Summon monsters apparently is not able to be extended. So, oh well, that's not going to matter as much. These spells, very, very useful spells. Meta magic feats can be very, very useful. Make sure to have them active whenever you want to use them. I'll show you the other stuff later. Alright, let's move on to actual... Oh, AC. I forgot about AC. And I have just enough time to explain AC. So there's a concept known as a difficulty class, or DC, associated with every skill you use and every act that actually you have a chance of failing. AC is considered a difficulty class, except it's your armor class. It's specifically for melee attacks or ranged physical attacks. Physical attacks is a better term. Arrows, bolts, swords, anything physical that hits you has to bypass your armor class. That's your natural ability to dodge, plus your dexterity ability, plus, you know, the armor you're wearing, the shield you have, all of that. It has to bypass all of that to hit you. So, if you have a creature with a 10 armor class, and you're swinging at it, you need to be able to roll 10 or better after all your bonuses. So that's how the armor class and the 2-hit bonus work. You roll a damage, you add your 2-hit bonus. If it's better than your armor class, if it's better than the enemy's armor class, you hit them. That's the mechanic. Look at my next video. I got some more mechanics covered in the tutorial to give to you, and then some just general game mechanics. See you next time.